it's here. It's the season again. It just seems that only recently we had the awards night for last year, and bang, suddenly, seemingly, a very, very short time later, we're getting underway with the 2022-23 season at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway. Bruce Robertson with us for the opening program tonight. Bruce, it doesn't seem long before it swings around again.
Well, it has taken a while, I guess. You know, we had such a crap season, I guess, last year with the weather, and they said last year we're going to have a beautiful hot summer, and it didn't happen, and they've said the same thing this year. So
I think it's coming this year.
You think it's coming this year? Well done.
I believe so. Apparently we're going to have some of the hottest temperatures we've seen. Well, we've got the Superstocks tonight and Super Saloons. You've got a few, you've heard during the week, a few of the Super Saloon guys that are going to be coming?
Yes, there is. The Flynn brothers coming down with the two Flynn cars. I don't know whether Jacob will be driving or not, but certainly Grant and Steve will be there. Chase Rodder, Kevin Martin. We've also got a couple of them coming down from Bay Park. Sam Liddel.
He's quick.
Very, very quick.
Stock car class, popular?
Very popular, as usual. Yes, there's been a whole heap of stock car licenses come through. I always see all the licenses as they come through, and there's a very strong number of the stock car class. And
how are we looking for the open wheel class this year?
Open wheel classes, yep. There's certainly some enthusiasm there particularly in the midgets. There's more and more of those signing up to Palmerston here. Sprint cars, the numbers seem to have levelled off a little bit there, but there's no doubt about it, the midgets will excel.
And the mini stocks, of course, always popular?
Oh yeah, there's a huge number of those already, and a lot of out-of-towners coming as well, that like Kevin Martin, he's got a mini stock, one of his kids coming down, and a lot of the out-of-towners have been ringing and emailing during the week wanting to come and race here Saturday night.
We've got fabulous facilities though, Bruce. I mean, who would have thought 20 years ago we would have this kind of setup now?
Well, I guess that's right, and it's just credit to the Palmerston City Council and the support they've given, and the people of the Manawatu and the wider region, I guess. And it's a world-class facility that is here. There's no doubt about it. I've travelled to tracks all around the United States and England, and like for our pits, for example, you wouldn't get better anywhere. And of course the track and the grass infield and the way the drivers do respect that, it's just great.
Well, we've got Manawatu champs coming up. It's not far away, the Robin Pratt. Yes. Always popular. Yep. And I don't think there's a stock car driver in the Manawatu that doesn't want their name on that trophy.
No, but then guys like Peter Rees have had it there several times.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
But then he's not in stock cars.
Well, not at the moment, but who
knows?
Those guys.
You probably look in the shed and think, I'll fire this thing up.
Well, if you can build a super stock in 3 weeks, it wouldn't take them long to put a stock car together. So.
Well, tonight, of course, is the Lucas Oil Super Saloons and the Superstocks. It's going to be a huge night for them tonight, but let's have a look and see what happened last year.
Can't afford to let that 242 car get away. Pretty even start,
yes.
And Hellcrow's crowded him nicely. Great move.
Jump, yeah. So Ashley to the lead ahead of Rodder. Jacob Flynn had to get on the brakes that time, and Bankston as well had to yield a bit. Graham Strong trying to find a way up the inside of young Jacob Flynn. Flynn looks out, somebody's got Steve Flynn up high.
Rodder's a bit loose in second place. He's racked and stacked them, look at that.
Yep, he certainly has. He's got the high and low covered. And look at Jacob Flynn, he's trying to find a way through. He's got Uncle Steve in behind. Can't quite get there though. Bankston, Hellcrow, Marty Hellcrow that is. And the two Flynns have got together. And that's allowed Graham Strong and Peter Bankston to go through to chase down Chase Rodder. Bankston got it wrong there. Jacob Flynn's all sorts of sideways. Now Marty Hellcrow collects him. He's throwing the car all sorts of sideways down the straight. Out in front though, Ashley Hellcrow's doing a great job in the 242.
Yeah, look, she's just driving a real nice conservative line. Here comes the 5 of Stephen Flynn.
That's what we talked about, the high line there for Steve Flynn. And he's got it working. He had to get out of it there. So Ashley Hellcrow leading at the 242. And look, finally they've got by Rodder. So Graham Strong, the 95, into second, but here comes Steve Flynn. It won't take long, I'm sure, for him to try and round up Graham Strong.
Well, he's right up against the concrete off turns 3 and 4. Almost opens the door for Chase Rodder once again.
Rodder almost on the return.
Flinny's getting a run on the 95 of Strong, and he does the kick switch back up the inside.
Well, I think Strong's just tucked the nose over the front, and it's going to be Ashley Halcrow there that takes the win from Graham Strong there in the 95. And it will be Steve Flynn home in third. And we get the green. Flynn lights it up. In fact, Jacob Flynn's going to go with. Gets around the outside, so Marty actually drops back to third, and he's already under pressure from Ashley in the 242.
Yeah, Jacob Flynn looks really handy in that number 6 car. Oh, he's just run a little bit deep up there at 3 and 4, so Marty Halcrow puts him under pressure again in the 24. Steve's just going to check out in front.
Yeah, Jacob's got a lot more handling in the 6 car than he did in the first race. In fact, I'd say the track's a lot more suited for them in this one. It seems to be gripping up quite nicely for the Super Saloons.
The race really is on for that second and third place. Marty Halcrow, he's vastly experienced. He's not going to give up that chase. Jacob Flynn leaves the door open. Marty will step through. Still 4th place for the 95 of Graham Strong. Yeah, Steve's going to have to be cautious here because he will catch that 124 car.
Yep, last lap, 1 to go.
He could probably just afford to back it down a little bit. He's going to take the big punt round the outside though.
And he could probably hear the car coming too and just slowed it up, get the pace off, and gets the chicken flag for Steve Flynn. Ahead of Jacob Flynn. Marty Halcrow, Graham Strong gets the green. Oh, look at the jump from Jacob Flynn to the outside. Can Strong hold on? No, Flinny. Young Jacob Flynn gets the run. Oh, Strong might have it set through the corner, but I think it's that outside drive for the 6B that gets him to the lead for Jacob Flynn. And as you mentioned, Mike, here comes Chase Rodder.
Yeah, look, I think Jacob just loves driving that high line. There is a bit of dirt out there at the moment, but he's going to scrub that away within 2 or 3 laps, and that line will go. Jacob Flynn, he looks so good the way he throws that car into a corner. He's got a really nice style, sets that car up perfectly. Grant was talking about some of the setups that they do. They say they don't overthink their setups. They don't really have a lot of stuff. They don't have a lot of spare shocks and things that they throw at these cars. You know, that's where that 50 years of knowledge comes in.
Certainly does get passed down the generations of Jacob Flynn being the 3rd generation driver out there in this 50th anniversary for the Flynn Racing Team, sitting here in the lead of the Lucas Oil Super Saloon. Round 1 feature, and he just scrubs the concrete again in turn 3.
He loves cleaning the concrete at the apex. Could be a Hawke's Bay 1-2 as well, with Graham Strong comfortably sitting there in 2nd place. It's a battle of the Halcrows with 3rd and 4th, and it's Ashley that's getting the better of Dad at the moment. Jacob looking good. Oh, Graham Strong's overcooked it. It's going to bring on a caution. Oh, rack and stack.
Just as we were about to get the white flag too.
Super Saloons put on a great performance, but the Superstocks turn on a great performance as well. Let's check it out from last year.
Tracking help season. That's with Matt Pickard on the front row.
Bit of movement.
Bit of a movement, but we get underway. Hamilton got a huge jump there, courtesy of that early movement though, but either way, we're off and racing. Hemi's into the wall already. Tom Cooper out wide. Looks like though Hamilton is nice and comfortable out in front of the 9G. Ahead of the 56 as Gareth Edwards gets it all sorts of wrong. Almost takes Richie Gaskin out. We're sitting in 3rd. Jack Myers in 4th, although he gets passed now by Gareth Edwards. Quinn Ryan's moved up the field, sitting there in the 5th or 6th spot. Will be 5th now as Edwards goes wide.
3 wide off turn 4.
Oh,
they're in the wall.
Here goes Beck's bar. She manages to come down. That was close. Almost taken up the wall there by her Mustang's teammate there, Ronnie Tite. Steiner, he's trying to get round the corner, but he's leaning on Ron Tite. He's up the wall. Ron might give him a punt here for good measure. Becky Elson, huge.
Wow. They're going to have to go red. There's debris. The bonnet. Is it the wing or the bonnet?
Yeah, the wing's gone there, and Porky's on the infield. Oh, look at that, white flag, 1 to go. We weren't far off. The last lap this time round for Jamie Hamilton. The QTR. 22, Richie Gaskin doing a great job. Then 2nd, KP in 3rd. But it will be Jamie Hamilton from the pole position gets the checker. And he'll get it ahead of the 22 of Richie Gaskin. We're about to go green and we get the green. It's going to be Rebecca Barr on pole who gets us underway. Mike McCarthy there as well, the 888. Bryce Steiner, but it's going to be Scotty Penn. And Tom Cooper sideways gets served up there by Borky Ellison. Wayne Hemme involved in that as well. The wet tracks caught them out. Jordan Deere's going to drive under the lot of them. Not quite. Mike McCarthy holds on to the lead. In fact, Hamilton's been spun up there and Scott Penn's involved. A couple of Gisborne cars tangling up. If I'm right, can't see an orange tank out there, Dave. No Jack Myers. As McCarthy goes wide. Jordan Deere up the inside now for the lead. Rebecca Barr into third. Here comes Kerry Pajewski though, finished up third in heat 1. Now up into fourth inside Bryce Steiner. Starting to extend that lead. When Ryan gets pushed to the wall there by Wayne Hemme. Hemme goes through. Scott Penn tried to take advantage, couldn't do so.
Oh, swell up.
Yeah,
Careful.
McCarthy. While he was sitting there in third, he gets tangled up there with Porky in the tank. Opens the door for Kerry Pajewski to sit into third. Hemme now.
Rebecca Barr in second.
Hemme pushes Gaskin wide up the inside. Quinn Ryan goes through as well. Quinn Ryan's got problems. The 46 just rejoining, but it's going to be Jordan Deere out at turn 4. And Jordan Deere takes out heat 2 of the Lucas Oil Superstock Series, round 1. Rebecca Barr comes home in second. Wayne Hemme in third. Hemme's got problems in the 591. He's all over the show. Gaskin gets spun out. Hemme now spins out a car on the grass. Jordan Deere's back in the lead.
He's back.
Ahead of Ron Ty. Quinn Ryan now looking to the inside of Ty. Pajewski's underway. Could be enough for a second in the championship. However, Jordan Deere is well and truly in front of the feature. He's our top, well, in heat 3 I should say, he's our top point scorer so far. Scooter McIntosh skims the wall and sends the sparks flying. Jordan Deere leading the race. Quinn Ryan looks to the inside of Ron Ty. I think he might have him this time, not quite. Ty still has the run. Can Ryan get up the inside this time? No, not this time either. For the 46 from Hawke's Bay. 4 laps. Make it 3 laps to go this time round. The JD, the 581. Foxton Flyer. Ahead of Ron Ty from Shannon. A couple of Horowhenua lads out in front, Dave.
Yep.
Porky a lap down. Gaskin's got well off the pace. Oh, Ron Ty was so close there for a podium in the race, and he spun it up himself. It's allowed Quinn Ryan into second. So Jordan Deere into 3 and 4 for the 581. Out of the Red Walker stables. He's going to come across the line, takes the checker in heat 3. He will win round 1. Quinn Ryan home in second, Scott Penn in third, Kerry Pajewski in fourth. Should be enough for second place on the podium.
The Lucas Oil, of course, Super Saloons and the Super Stocks are on again tonight. We'll have details for you next week of how they go. Well, during the season, during this program and other programs, we're going to be talking to some of the drivers here at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway. And we're also going back on some of the awards from last year. One of the drivers who got what I call the Cuddle Award, believe it or not, Bryn Liddel. Mate, it's best sportsman sort of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was award Pete, I'll Go Slideways, he donated, him and Nicola, and yeah, it was, yeah.
So you're the bloke that helps out, and if people need $1,000 to come, is that how it
Oh,
works?
I don't know about that. I like to help out where I can.
Yeah.
I think most
Well,
people do.
Good fella, mate.
Most people, I think, help out. If someone needs a hand, most people are there to give you a hand. So
sort of all
yeah.
that. Mate, just take us back through the start of your association with Speedway.
Going all the way back to intermediate, actually, I went to school with Taylor Lamp, and he got into mini stocks. Well, before that, they were hard out into helping Tony Whitaker with his Superstock. So went to school with Taylor, and then we ended up coming and helping on Tony's car, and then Taylor got into mini stocks, and so we ended up helping on his car, and then that was sort of the start of it. And then it was around 2011, I think. Graham Ward had a car sitting in the shed that he let me have a drive in, and then after that I thought, oh, that was pretty cool, so went and bought my own.
So what is it about stock cars that attracts you to it?
I don't know, I guess the crash and bash, everyone loves the crash and bash, and yeah, the adrenaline rush I think is what makes you come back. Yeah, can't really describe it. It's something you have to do to get it.
And you bought the Dion Mooney car, the old Dion Mooney car?
Yeah, correct. It was a Robbie Maybe Superstock that Dion ended up with and then converted it to a stock car. And then I bought it off him as a rolling chassis and built it up. It took me about 1.5 2 years or something to finish it, and then went from there.
So you didn't stay in stock cars, you moved to the supers?
Yeah, we did, I think it was 4 seasons in stock cars, and the next season we had the New Zealand Superstock Champs in Palmy, and it's something I really wanted to do, and the opportunity come up to go Superstock, so we jumped at it, having the New Zealand title here the next season, and we haven't been able to get away yet.
Teams racing, you've done a bit of that?
Done a little bit, done a lot of spare driving stuff. Would really like to have a good go at team racing this year. Now I've got back in my own car full time. I can sort of commit to that now. Yeah, would really like to give that a good shot this year.
What do you think makes a good teams racer in supers?
I think to be a good teams racer, you have to be able to read a race, and I think it's a very hard thing to do. Obviously some people like Jack Myers, they can do it and they make it look very easy, but for me, once I'm on the track, I've found it quite hard to read the race and what's going on. Yeah, and I think that's what makes a good teams racer, someone that can read the race, know who's winning, know who's blocking.
But I guess you've got to have the other skills as well. You've got to be able to block if you need to.
Correct.
And then you've got to be able to take somebody out. If
Yes,
you need to.
yeah, and having a good car too, having the right gear, make sure your car's up to standard.
So this year you're looking at teams racing, but you're still obviously keen on the Superstock side. Miani, of course, is the New Zealand champs. I'm assuming you.
Yep, we're all booked in for that, so we'll be raring to go.
Yeah. So where do you want to go with it? I mean, if at the end of the season you've made one of the teams and you've done pretty well, would that be the target, the aim for the year?
Our big aim for this year actually is the 240s. 240s for me has always been, I haven't managed to compete in it yet, but I've had good run at Rotorua a couple of times I've been there, and good atmosphere.
You like the track?
I love the track. Yeah, it was probably one of my favourites. So we want to have a good shot at the 240s, and then is it North Islands or Grand Prix they have up there later on in the year? We'll be going back for that. So that's the big one we want to have a good shot at, is 240s this year. Okay,
let's just look at Palmerston and look at a little bit of the history. When you first came to the track, and probably a few years ago when you first saw stock cars, before it lit the wick, if you like, who are some of the drivers over the years that you've been wary of or admired?
I think the obvious one for everyone sort of would be the Reesers. Peter Rees, growing up, he was the man to watch, and then Graham Ward as well. He's a bit of an underrated driver in my opinion. And then later on, sort of Peter Binkson was a big one for me. Yeah, he's helped me out a lot, and I think he's a very good one to look up to.
I suppose that when you're buckling in, family are probably thinking, is there somebody that says, now, just come back, don't go crazy.
And Nana's probably the worst one actually. She doesn't normally come watch, but I know she has a couple of times, and I know she gets a bit scared. But yeah, everyone else is pretty good. They know it's what I enjoy. And
you're concentrating on the Superstock. You just want to get up on the points board. That would be the big thing for you.
I don't really chase the points in Palmy. On a club night, I just like to go out there and have fun. And obviously, when you get up there and you get your points and that, it's a bonus. But for me, on a club night and that, it's just out there having some fun. And the biggest thing for us is focusing on 240s this year, I think, and teams. So everyone, sort of complains they don't hit, and I understand that. We all love the crash and bash, but it does cost a lot to fix these days, especially when there's a few of us still sort of racing on our wages. It does become quite hard when you're getting flat tyres and wrecking stuff every week.
Well, Bryn, thanks, mate, for your time. Lovely to catch up with you. See, that's why he got the award. He's a hell of a nice guy, and he helps people too. All the best, mate. If you can make the teams, that would be fantastic. All the best on your normal racing at night time. And let's keep the fingers crossed we have a good season full of good weather.
Fingers crossed, and thank you for having me.
Oh, mate, it's our pleasure, thanks. Bryn Liddel, Superstock driver. Let's hope he gets into one of the teams. I'm sure he will. If there's a vacancy, he'll put his hand up, absolutely for sure. Practice was delayed this week. We had some rain on Tuesday, heavy rain. Practice was going to be Wednesday. It was concertinaed into Thursday. Here's how the action happened at the track. Well, we're only minutes away from the opening event of the season. It's going to be a fabulous night. The weather is absolutely picture perfect. It's all go. So stand by, sit down, stand up, do whatever you want to do. Let's kick this season off with a hurry. This is the Robertson Prestige International Speedway. Welcome to Saturday night.